Vladimir Shin Morgana banned out from SGS. Zyra, Malphite, and Rumble being out from Curse. Obviously, they just saw Zyra. Janook, I'm sure, is very, very sad. Or I guess he was happy that he saw Zyra and saw her play.
She's so good that she's getting banned. Like, it's still a good thing.
Yeah.
But in the end, she had to get banned. SGS doing so well with her last game. Do not want to let that champion roam free.
And, again, talking with Hammy Lee before the series even started, he told me how much Eastern teams love Alistar. If they can first pick it, they will, 100%. So Curse, they're aware of that. They played against the Zubu Blaze, stuff like that. They played, a few games already against SGS. They know how much they favor Alistar, but apparently they're just gonna give it to him.
And cool ban coming out from SGS, Morgana. It's like, you know what, NY Jackie, pretty good with Morgana, it turns out. I'm just gonna get rid of her. I like the ban. I like just, the situation they have set up. Nunu, once again, a first pick. Nope. Oh,
Sona.
NY Jackie, what you doing?
Man.
Sona. This is pretty cool. So, at the Curse of the Hill event on Thursday, we saw Elements play Sona. In Game 3, he had the second highest kills for his team, had some of the best Sona ultimates, and actually 1v1'd Paradoxical, who was playing Cassiopeia at the time.
What is it? How does that?
Elements is really good at Sona, apparently.
Apparently, he just face rolls. He loves it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Into that game, I will say, before we talk about everything else, he picked up a needlessly large rod in his build. And his crescendos were hitting like trucks. Everything was hitting like a truck.
Yep. Sona's got
He was just like a fleet of trucks just coming right at your face. But it looks like SGS is going to pick up Graves. And, how about a Mundo?
I'm okay with the Mundo.
How about a Mundo? Do you think we're going to see a top lane Mundo again? I think Alistar, they favor it more in the jungle as we saw in Game 1. So we're going to see a top lane Mundo again. Will Curse have an answer? It looks like Aurelia may be that answer. They're trying to fill in that little Scantron bubble. Will it be A, B, C, or D? I think Aurelia may be their choice right here. Waiting about 10 seconds to see if that is actually locked in. Cop going to be playing Ezreal again, trying him out.
Karthus. Being safe, because it still could be Jungle Mundo.
Well, it still could be a Jungle Mundo. You're absolutely correct. And also, they see no AP mid taken from SGS. Maybe SGS has an affinity for Karthus, and maybe they just want it in Nijaki's hands. There's a lot of different factors going on there as far as picks and bans are concerned. So, picking up Karthus and Ezreal right there, the third and fourth pick from Curse. So far their team is Shyvana, Sona, Ezreal, Karthus versus what looks to be a top Mundo, a jungle Alistar, and an AD carry Graves. Or AP Graves.
Sorry, AP Graves,
AP
very
Graves.
good, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, here's the thing. When you come to pick against Mundo, or just characters you don't understand too well, which is going to be Mundo in this case, what do you do as Curse? There's no safe, reliable pick, because if you go, oh yeah, that can probably work.
There's no book you open up. You don't open up a book and say, counter to Mundo.
Let me go to a guide site and be like, yo.
Lawpro.com?
Lawpro.com. Be like, Mundo, how do I counter you in lane? The answer is just a bunch of question marks will fly at the screen. So we don't know.
Lawpro.com with those shout-outs right there. And they're going to round out their team comp with a Lulu and a Graga. So a mid lane Graga support Lulu with the Graves down bot. I'm going to say a top lane Mundo over a top lane Alistar. But I don't know. SGS crazy people.
Top lane Alistar can actually be incredibly fun. Probably not the most effective. I would say the Mundo's pretty good, though. So just going to say pretty good.
I'd say top lane Mundo. Top lane Mundo. Don't try it out in solo queue. Go try it out in custom games.
It's going to be like top lane Lulu, support Mundo.
Oh my gosh. Top lane Lulu is pretty awesome.
It's actually amazing.
It's pretty awesome.
Really fun.
Yeah, I would love to see
Curse,
that.
What's your answer?
What is your answer?
What are you going to pick, Westrice? This is your character, Westrice, unless you're going to play Shyvana or, God forbid, Karthus.
I don't think so. What can go well against a Mundo up top? What can stand toe-to-toe with him?
Maybe someone with percentage damage. Jax did not work super well last game, but he didn't have too much of an early advantage.
Learn from your mistakes, sir.
Well, they're going to...
Lock it in.
That's scary. That's scary.
Aurelia, last minute switch to Aurelia there. So I guess she's just hoping that she can Blade Surge in, activate her Heat 10 style, and deal a lot of damage. I mean, it sounds good on paper, if you ask me. Just because Mundo last game built super tanky. Like, super tanky. He had roughly 300 armor at the end of that game. And, the true damage could do a lot. Granted... The true damage doesn't scale in game.
It's 75 true damage.
75 true damage.
A billion HP.
Versus a billion HP. That is true. So that matchup, I think, is going to need to go heavily in Westrice's favor early game for it to pay off late game. If it comes to the fact that, we saw his Jax versus Mundo top game 2, and whenever they went toe-to-toe, whenever they went blow for blow, Mundo came out on top. It's because of the percentage-based damage of his infected cleavers and his burning agony and whatnot.
Actually, something scary. One of the things that Tofu did is when Jax uses ultimate or Counter-Strike, he would run back with the ultimate just because he wants to avoid the CC. Irelia, she has high hidden style. Same kind of deal. It only lasts for 5 seconds. It has a 15-second cooldown. If Mundo can get out of range in that 10-second gap where she'll be useless, or no, in the 5-second gap, if you can get out of range, then come back for the 10-second gap where she won't have it, that will be scary because she won't have the damage.
Most definitely. Is this a top lane you've ever seen before?
Like, seriously? Or like in joke games? I've seen it in joke games. You know, AP Mundo of terror in the top lane of joke games, but in real, serious tournament games, no.
No, never seen a Mundo top. I've seen Aurelia top. That's old news. Who needs that? But I mean, right here, you've seen it first. Mundo up top lane, played by the excellent Tofu from SGS. We actually, during our little break in between games, I ran into the manager, Mr. Hammy Lee, and had a little quick conversation. We dapped. We talked about our Skype. It was pretty cool. But he said those game lasted way too long. That's exactly what he said. His words exactly. And I said, yeah, I know. You can tell me. You tell me again. Just because I was like, go for a 20-minute surrender this game. Let's see what happens. He said, oh, it's very, very hard. We'll see what we can do. So this game, hopefully, we can see some heavyweights clashing back and forth. I'm really excited for this game 3. SGS played expertly game 2. It's not like they did bad game 1. They just did better than Curse game 2. And we're about to find out who will take game 3 of Curse versus Singapore Sentinels here at the San Francisco IPL face-off. We're going to jump right to level 1. Right now, the most exciting part of the game, will Curse be able to pick up an early first blood, even an early first 2 kills like they did game 1? And will they be able to capitalize on that advantage, or will they falter and fall to the ground once again? What do you think, Studio? What do these teams look like to you?
Well, if SGS wants to follow your advice, they're going to go for an early invade. Alistar, amazing at these invades, so a great idea for them to go for it. Going this really unique route, through the top lane, there's really no chance for Curse to actually see SGS going anywhere except to that bush. They're in the bush, they're hidden. Both teams very cautious, though.
They both warded their own blue buff, so they're looking for the invade. They're looking for the counter blue. Right now, are Curse and SGS Cop using his Mystic Shot to go ahead and check that brush right above them?
30 seconds until
sitting about
minions
catty corner to their very position right now. That Tri-Brush, that's going to be where the action is going to go on. That Tri-Brush is ready and waiting. What is going to happen here? Will they meet each other there?
And here's the thing. If we do have an Alistar initiate, that's going to be awesome. Pulverize, knock out 5 people, kills, bam, bam, bam. But if they walk into the bush, if Alistar gets bursted immediately, which can happen with Curse, sitting in that bush, it's scary, it's a huge risk. And Curse, they're being very cautious. Mystic shotting bush is just because they think, what if SGS is in there?
So I believe, in that case, as far as this level 1 is concerned, whoever was in the brush probably would have won the level 1 team fight.
I mean,
Alistar, if you face check into an Alistar brush, dead.
Yep.
If Alistar face checks into your brush, however, you have the advantage of kind of a long-range poke, long-range damage. Alistar doesn't have his Unbreakable Will. Alistar can go down really, really quickly. He's squishy early game. There's nothing really innately tanky about him, I would say, until he gets his ultimate. So he could go down very, very quickly without using his level 1 skills. But that is all just a long-winded explanation for me that is not going to take place whatsoever.
NY Jackie did something really cool right there. He actually shifted to the other side of the lane, so it looked like he was coming from blue buff. So
I've seen him do that a lot,
yeah,
actually.
It's really cool.
Very, very intelligent. He, just exactly what Studio's talking about. Shyvana started red. Karthus was able to leash red for Shyvana. But instead, Jackie goes a little bit longer route, takes the scenic route from blue buff to get to mid lane, kind of as a tell to say, hey, look, I leased blue buff, like a little feint, a little mind trickery right there. So right now, Mundo shouldn't be any the wiser. Mundo should think that Saint Vicious is only killing his wraiths right now, and that is what's going through his head, and Saint Vicious may be able to capitalize on it. He is waiting that brush, gets close enough, and there's the exhaust right onto Tofu. Will Mundo fall to this? The counter exhaust onto Saint Vicious, trying to mitigate some of the slow from the red buff. Will they tower dive this? Will First Blood be worth it? Westrice does pick it up, is able to flash out of there. The last tower hit will not take him down. He falls to sub 100 health, and that is a First Blood again for Curse. I mean, but we saw this happen game 2.
We saw it happen before, but this was, concentrated. This was an effort. This was a focus. Curse definitely a bit more in this game. No crazy, early rush to the mid lane without red buff from St. Vicious this game. That was cool. That was predicted. That was calm. That's what they need to do.
Cool, and collected. That's exactly what Curse needs.
CCC is what Curse needs to be running. What the C stands for in Curse, actually.
See, it does.
For all 3 things.
Calm, cool, collected.
Yep.
Calm, cool, collected, Curse. is pretty much what that means. I don't know what URSE stands for. We'll come up with something. Under really sponsored Enigmas.
Enigma, definitely.
I don't know what I just said, but I'm not going to say it.
Whatever.
It's too stupid. Right now, Elements and Cop Down Bot just trading blows with Graves and Lulu. Now, Elements, you know, the Sona Q, really, really strong. You know, it pokes, it prioritizes champion, which is the coolest part. And now Cop right now is using his Essence Flux to kind of put a little bit of damage onto Graves right now through the minions. Since the W on Ezreal does not hit minions, it's a really, really, really good harass tool.
It's easy to land, it's easy to apply, and if you decide to follow that up with an actual like brawl going in for auto attacks, guess what? Their attack speed is lower. Yeah, you'll win the trade. And Sona with her Hymn of Valor, it's so easy to land. They buffed the range on the champion prioritization a few patches ago, and all of a sudden she's become a very solid top laner. Or not top laner, support.
Whoa,
Great
Sona top. Wait, things are going crazy right now. If we had a Mundo versus Sona top,
that would be awesome.
I would just shake the hand of all of the Singapore Sentinels right now and just give them high fives and just show them some American hospitality. But right now it looks like Mundo is, not Mundo rather, Alistar is coming down with double buff. He's going to be positioned by that Tribe Rush. No wards from Elements just yet. There is one in the River Brush and in the Bot Brush. So if Alistar does try to come in here for a lane gank, he will get spotted very, very quickly. And I feel like Curse has the presence of mind to get back from that. Up top is Westrice. Are Westrice and Mundo trading players? It looks like they are just a little bit. But they're going to pull away from each other, give a few little love taps, and then get on out of there. You can't go all in all at once.
It's hard to, you know, if you do go for the long chase, eventually they'll just run away from you. Just move speed is such a big deal, and neither Aurelion nor Mundo had the most consistent flows at this point in the game. Cleaver's good. The Equilibrium Strike is good, but not that amazing, especially if creeps around to the Cleaver. So they're cautious, and actually we do have Saint Vicious up in the top lane again. You know, looking for golems right now, looking for that pick if you can get Tofu. Gonna be very smart, back off, and not let Saint Vicious get that kill.
Looks like Saint's gonna go back as well, picks up a long sword, gonna eventually build that into the Wriggles Lanterns that almost every jungler builds. And he has a very, 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 very good hog. That is like, he got that hog at like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, right after that gank happened up top of the play. So right now, you know, Saint Vicious has put himself on the map. You know, the earlier you get a Heart of Gold, the earlier in the game that it pays off. You know, these gold per 10 items, Heart of Gold, Philostone, Cage's Pick, all that stuff, Avarice Blade, that it's so seldom.
Every now and then on like some junglers. Like
yeah, every now and then you see an Avarice Blade, but the earlier you get it, the sooner it pays off. You know, because there's a set time where they pay for themselves. And if you get it at the 8-minute mark and it pays off at the 13, that's way better than getting it at the 13 and having it pay off at the 18, obviously. So you want to get those items as soon as possible.
And with that, you know, you build the advantage early. It's when you see, you know, like, oh, that team has a really big gold lead, but where'd they get it from? It'll be that CS.
And there you go.
You know, the earlier GP5.
Elements picks his GP10 up very, very early as well. So right now, 2 gold per 10s ticking in the favor of Curse right now, already putting them up at 1.3k gold, but here comes Alistar being a sneaky, sneaky cow onto Westrice. But Westrice decides to Blade Surge in there, but the headbutt will knock him right back to his original position. He is very, very low on mana. There's nothing you can do about that, and I think he failed. You know, he didn't flash. I thought he failed the flash over that wall.
Very low.
Yeah, Tofu was brought very, very low by that Ignite. I thought I saw Westrice fail the flash, but
when he cleavered, I thought he was about to die, actually, just because it took so much HP. In response,
I don't think you can.
You cannot kill yourself with cleaver, no.
It'll say you can.
Yeah. But Curse going for this dragon, a very smart move. They see the opening, they know Alistar's up in the top lane.
Yes,
going for the seal, but I don't think he can do this. Actually, they're trying to turn it around. People body slam away, that would be very significant.
Oh, he steals it! Wow! The long-range Gragas ultimate steals Baron. What was Saint? Oh, Saint Vicious didn't have Smite up.
Oh.
Saint Vicious did not have Smite up. They went for an early 7-minute dragon, knowing that Mundo was up top. And Saint Vicious said, okay, look, Mundo and Alistar are up top. We can take dragon. I don't have Smite. Who cares? And Gragas like, I care. I care very, very much.
Me
and he took
my
that,
barrel friend.
Like, I can't even believe Singapore Sentinels have like an affinity for dragons. They can't not take a dragon when it's on the map. They can steal it. They can invite it on a date, take it out for dinner. I don't know what they're doing, but they absolutely love dragons.
If you are a dragon in the same zip code as Singapore Sentinels, get away.
Move
they
away.
Will kill you, and it'll be smooth. It will be selected. Someone else could be killing you. They will still kill you.
Just pack up and move away. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Singapore Sentinels,
they're dragon.
They're dragon killers.
They're dragon assist.
They are dragon killers right now. It is absolutely fantastic to watch. Now they're gonna have a timer on dragon. and expect to see it again.
Gold.
They do not give up on Dragon. And the gold right back in the pockets of SGS. They are neck and neck. 300 gold difference right now because of that Dragon pickup. Had Curse picked up that Dragon, they already had a 1.3k advantage. And if they picked up the Dragon, that would have been a 2.3k advantage. Now it's just only a 300 gold advantage.
I think it's like, that's a lot that actually just happened. So Alistair now has mobility boots, almost has a Pillow Stone. And, you know, all of a sudden his game got a lot better. And that's across the map. The support gets a bit more, the AD carry gets a bit more. And it's these very small growths, these very small advantages, and what you need to really get ahead in these games. Top lane, Mundo just using his ultimate support sustain. You know, one of the benefits of Mundo, even in the jungle, is, hey, I'm low, let me press hard. Oh, I'm fully AD again.
Yeah, a very, very low short. I don't even think that works. A short cooldown on a low short fighting game. A short cooldown on to sadism will allow him to pop that pretty much whenever he wants. I believe it's masochism, however. I'm getting that wrong. But here comes Gragas up top. Will he go for a gank? No, it looks like they're not gonna. They don't want to tower dive that yet. They know that Mundo does not have his ultimate, so it probably wouldn't be the safest idea. Except 3 members of Singapore Sentinels up here. Gragas can go ahead and ward that brush spy on St. Vicious, doing the double golem. St. Vicious does have, again, as we've seen him get, I think every game, an early oracles.
And even though he's Shyvana without flash, it's so hard to catch her. Actually, we are getting really close to her, but actually scared of the Shyvana because quite a bit of damage will come out of her.
Red team's turret
But
has
they
been
take the early
destroyed.
turret. They know that St. Vicious on Shyvana has oracles. They have to kind of, you know, roam in the lanes. If they go for wards, if they go for a defensive position, people will just kill them, come back later, and kill them, like the actual players this time. So I like them. The early turrets, as we've seen, be very effective in just, you know, other tournaments in other countries actually. So the turret is down in the top lane. We can see some rotation, some movement from SGS as a team.
Yeah, in Karthus right now, Jackie farming 76 CS to 92 CS on Gragas. So Karthus, I rarely see Jackie get beat in CS war, especially when he's on Karthus. He's so effective at farming. He's so effective at singling out creeps with that lay waste to deal the double damage and secure CS. But right now, he's being out-farmed and outplayed right now by Gragas, who had an excellent Dragon Seal.
St. Vicious is able to go ahead, kill that ward. What you can do with Shyvana is use her 1 auto attack and then Dragon Strike. That will reset her auto attack, apply 2 auto attacks, and almost instantly kill a ward. So one of the best anti-warders or counter-warders in the game. Actually, NY Jack can use the wall to go ahead, try and push them off the turret, but SGS will just push it, you know, get the barrel off. Some nice pressure being dealt.
That Gragas barrel just took like a quarter of NY Jackie's health off. He has a little bit of advantage. He has the Dorans and the Blasty One and the Spell Pin. You know, Karthus looks like he's going to go for, I would assume, a Rod of Ages. He does have that Catalyst, and it's a decent build onto Karthus. But that means, in my opinion, you know, Karthus is playing for a little bit later of a game. You know, he doesn't want it to end. Because when you get that Rod of Ages, it takes roughly 10 minutes for it to fully stack, to get to the plus 180 health, stuff like that. So once you get the, you don't even, theoretically, you don't want the game to start till 10 minutes after you get the Rod of Ages. You don't really become that big of a threat until 10 minutes from that purchase time. But Gragas, with the early Dorans and Blasty One and Spell Pin boots, is a threat right here, right now. The Curse needs to deal with it.
And the thing is, if Gragas does go for a Death Cap, which, you know, might make sense now, it's a very common build to get 1 or 2 Doran's rings on Gragas and go for the Death Cap. Actually, Tobu getting cut out by Westbridge. Is he going to go for this kill? Cleaver is missed. Westbridge taking a lot of damage off. To pressure him, of course, you can always use the ultimate, but then you won't have that for another fight. But Gragas, if you get a Death Cap on him, you can't use Body Slam if you don't get the Rod of Ages. You don't have tankiness. And if you use Body Slam, you know, offensively, you could die. It's really good damage.
We saw it in the Curse King of the Hill. Nia Jackie playing Morgana, and Paradoxical from Team Dynamic playing Gragas. Every time Gragas body slammed in and Soul Shackles was up, you know, Morgana turned on the afterburners, used Soul Shackles, and picked up a kill. You know,
either flashed or died.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great situation to be in.
That's a great situation for Morgana to be in. And, you know, no, we don't have the Morgana here, of course, but Karthus could still very well punish a Gragas very effectively. He body slams in, he's got a huge hitbox and a huge wall of pain on top of that. So when you get in there, you're there for a second. If Jackie has the reflexes, which we pretty much all know he does have, he'll put a wall of pain, wall of trains would be awesome. Wall of pain straight across your face. You're slowed. Your armor and magic resistance reduced. You're going to take lay waste damage. You may take a Requiem if he gets you low enough. You know, like, it's very, very scary. It's very, it's an opportunity cost. People think, is this 3 farms really worth it?
Actually, that's something scary though. NY Jackie does get knocked back by the Gragas ultimate, flashes away from there. SGS going for this initiation, trying to get some damage on being chased out by Curso, who are trying to turn it around. The slow is onto Pipical and Tofu trying to run out of there. It looks like they will take a lot of poke response though.
Yeah, and here it is, Dragon. Time to court the Dragon from SGS. So it looks like they knew the timer exactly, of course. I don't know what that little ditty was, what had happened.
It was good.
They're going to try to take this Dragon right now. Does Curse have an answer? Can they get on this? Smite is actually up this time, but it does not matter because Alistar will actually pick up the last hit on that Dragon. Right now, Nijagi is polymorph and headbutted straight out of the team fight. His lay waste is hardly taking on anyone of SGS. Will the Requiem come out? Will it happen? It does. Will Alistar's ultimate be done? Yes, just as it ended. Nijaki able to pick up the kill on Alistar, and here comes Westrice. She smells blood. She wants that Lulu. The Blade Surge does happen. The Eagle Eye Beam Strike will slow her. Elements picks up the kill on Lulu, actually, and now Westrice turns his focus onto the large Gragas, trying to get out of there, forced to flash over the wall to safety. Does not have his body slam up. Looks like he is going to get away with his life, but a 2-for-1 exchange. Also, though, Dragon for SGS. Who comes out on top in that exchange?
Was it 2-for-1 or 2-for-3?
No, it's 2 for...
Okay, so it was my mistake.
Wait, did Mundo go down? Mundo went down.
Mundo went down? Okay.
So it's 2-for-3.
2-for-3.
But SGS got Dragon.
SGS got Dragon. SGS a little bit more ahead. You know, they have a little bit more gold. Only 1,000. They started off the game pretty weakly, you know. They had the early kill in the top, or early death in the top lane. But they've been able to take Dragons and come back, which is completely unsurprising. But, you know, this is good for Curse. They can still teamfight well. St. Vicious did lose Oracles. He has to be a bit more cautious. Can't go for the seal. Because, you know what? It's a risk. If this is a seal, he dies, and that's what happened in that fight.
Yeah, terrible for him, but fantastic for SGS. Man, I mean, they're just... This is what we're used to seeing from Eastern teams. They take early towers, but not only that. They don't only put the pressure on you as far as towers and gold advantage is concerned. They move as a cohesive unit all over the map. That's all they do. They always respond to ganks. They always respond to what's going on the map, and that is so scary. The NA teams just don't. They don't have that. And look at that. It's Alistar just.
It's a style.
Dancing with that wall.
Well,
it is completely a style.
What we do is, you know, it's like, oh, if you farm in lane, that's safe because you will always get those creeps there. They will always spawn every 30 seconds. That's the reliable thing to do. In the end, though, if you go ahead, go for some risk, go for some punishes, you can make it so that you're so far ahead and get into so many even like bad fights and still come out equal or ahead just because of your good positioning. Another turret goes down in favor of SGS. They're ahead about 1800 gold now. Actually, it looks like they're close on to St. Vicious. Uses his ult to try and get away, it seems. Well, he turns around into the fight, though, getting hit by 3 people. Gragas ult and Naka from Alistar do finish him off.
Not a smart turnaround there from St. Vicious. I don't know why he showed his scaly dragon nose into 3 members of SGS knowing they were there. He ulted straight across all of them trying to escape, and I guess maybe he thought that Karthus would follow up. If I could listen to the team speak right now, it would be a lot of Jackie complaining.
Let's not listen to the team speak.
No, I would not recommend it right now. But right now, it looks like Alistar is going to engage onto Westrice. Westrice very low on mana, though, using the Transcendent Blades to heal up just a hair from Alistar and Ringo. But what will happen here? The rampant growth from Lulu will make Ringo very large and very beefy. It looks like they're all just going to pull out of this. But, like, SGS is just getting tanky. And it's Curse just doesn't seem to have the damage to respond to it. What's going to happen here?
They have the decent CC, but they have a very late game focused team with the Karthus pretty much.
Karthus is late. Aurelia is late.
Yeah, Aurelia too.
Red team's turret has
So
been
Karthus is
destroyed.
great late game, but right now, you know, he doesn't have the reliable way to land the damage. He can't just walk into the enemy team and be like, yo, kill me, I will kill all of you in response. He just doesn't have it quite yet. Because of that, SGS, they're using the Gragas very offensively, using the ultimate to keep people in place. They're using Mundo offensively just because he's got a crap load of HP. Actually,
there's a refresh
blade
Blade Surge up top. He gets to a creep and then gets straight onto Mundo. The exhaust will go off from Mundo, but it was posthumously, and it looks like he goes down just at the cost. It's always really unfortunate to blow a summoner like that and just like still die. Just have it be for nothing.
Worst thing is when you flash and like your corpse flash. It's like great. that was
Man.
useful.
I'm going to go cry right now. Ooh, here comes Alistar and Gragas. They smell blood. They want Cop down here. He has a little bit of mana. He does actually Arcane Chip right over, but actually the Gragas ult almost saves him, but a fantastically pulled off combo
Graves gets
from
the kill.
Pulverize and Headbutt and Alistar. And
What?
Elements goes back
How'd he
to
get
recall.
out of there?
The recall not being interrupted from the Gragas barrel. Wow. There's like a half a second to a second delay where as soon as your recall gets to that point, it can't be interrupted. Unless I think hard CC might interrupt it.
It's only a maybe a really good blitzcrank.
Yeah,
but like
man.
Elements there, he escaped with his life. They did take the top turret down. This is really what Curse needs. They need some turrets. They need those objectives getting down. So I'd say they came out ahead despite losing Graves. And you know what, Elements, you know how much damage he took from that one barrel? About half HP.
A lot. But man, a great arcane shift from Cop actually put him on the other side of a perpendicular body slam. He got hit by none of the body slam. He didn't get slowed. I thought the Gragas ultimate was going to save him for a second, but man, hallelujah on Alistar. The pulverized headbutt combo is, in my opinion, one of the toughest things to accurately pull off consistently in the game. It's very tough. You have to hit it with pixel perfect timing. And I thought for sure, with Cop flying away from the Gragas ultimate, there was no way he could hit that combo. No way in heck he would hit that combo. And he did, showing that, I mean, these Asian teams love Alistar. And right now, Hallelujah is playing him to the best of his ability.
So that's it. Hallelujah. That is not an easy name to pronounce when you first look at it.
Yeah, I only knew because Hammy told me.
Oh, okay, good.
Hallelujah.
But he's playing Alistar well. He definitely feels comfortable. Every now and then you'll see someone play Alistar in a tournament just because he's available, and it will not go well. He will miss the headbutt pulverize. He will save enemies, which is just a major mistake to make. But you know what? They're comfortable on him. They're playing him well, and Alistar, if you can get those good pulverizes off, is such a good initiator.
Yeah, but look at this. I mean, you could set your calendars by this dragon timing of SGS and both teams. Actually, they both know that dragon was just about spawning. They were both kind of standing down there dancing around, and it looks like, what is SGS going to do? Are they going to make the move onto their coveted dragon? It looks like they are. 4 members of the team marching down there. Gragas actually left alone to kind of zone Curse right here, but Curse marching through the mid lane. Will they be able to make it down before the dragon goes down? What will happen? Will Westrice just kind of turn his attention? No, the dragon goes again to SGS. They're
good at killing dragons. Yeah, no.
They have not missed a dragon yet. But right after that fantastic dragon fight, it looks like the Dragon will come down, separating the team of Curse, leaving Westrice all by his lonesome. The collateral damage will just barely whiff by his left ear, and the exhaust goes onto him, but he's able to pull out that fight, but I don't think he'll be able to get back into it. A nice crescendo actually locks down 2 members of SGS, but there's the collateral damage I actually thought I saw earlier, picking up a long range kill onto Shyvana.
And this is what we saw earlier in the game with the kill onto Ezreal on Cop with the Alistar hit, but he's good at saving his ultimate. He wants to save it just for when he knows something will happen. Actually, Hallelujah is running away from that engagement, and unfortunately, when Westrice went to that last fight, we had a disengage, especially with that Gragas ult, and he had to escape. And that escape did the death. Sentinels trying to help get him out of there.
It was a beautiful ult to split all of Curse's team straight away from Westrice. Westrice was all alone. He didn't know what to do. Forced to flash over the wall, even with the exhaust on him, and he was able to get away, but still, I mean, St. Fish just went down there with a really long range collateral damage. SGS, they came to play. They came to play, and they came with the pride of a nation, the pride of a country on their back, and they are just ready to do this. Singapore Sentinels really just playing really effectively.
Every Singaporean League of Legends player is currently supporting them right now.
Oh yeah,
that's
currently
a lot
watching
of
and supporting them. And the thing about it is, Singapore Sentinels really respect St. Fish. They really actually enjoy the team that they're on, which is here at Curse right now. So this is a huge match in Singapore. This is their hometown, bread and butter Singapore Sentinels taking on a team that they all enjoy. They all tune in. They, not every Singaporean person
every
tuning
morning.
into St.
Everybody in
Fish's.
Singapore is
It's not like clockwork, but a lot of them really enjoy St. Fish's. Hammy was telling me that he's a big player. Curse is a big team. And this is like David and Goliath for them, They feel they're the underdogs, they're the small team, and they're coming in trying to take on these big North American teams, and they are showing that they came to play, and we may see them for a long while in this tournament.
I actually asked Hammy about what teams he was scared of. The answer is every team is a threat to SGS.
They're so humble.
They're humble, but they know they could lose. They could get taken out, and they want to do everything they can to stay in this game. And what they're doing is they're picking up very small advantages, going for these quick kills. We pick up St. Vicious, we picked up a dragon, we picked up one guy in a fight. And that's okay, because if you look at the gold difference, they're up to about 4,200 in their favor, which is sizable, but if that grows to 7,000, 10,000 over minutes, that will be huge. That Peril doing tremendous amounts of damage to combat.
You got a Rabadon's Death Cap in the makings of Azanya's Hourglass there on Gragas. He is very close to being just I mean, I feel like he could maybe 100-0 someone. He could probably 100-0.
Oh, totally. I've seen Gragas 100-0 people before. Does not quite have a DFG, which would be an okay purchase, but anybody getting hit by Gragas' combo will take just massive amounts of damage. Definitely support and AD carry will die. Maybe St. Vicious can survive. Maybe West Strides will.
Yeah, no one really tanky enough, I don't think, for Curse to survive that ridiculous damage. You know, Karthus does have his Rod of Ages. Shyvana almost has her Aegis of the Legion that we see so much from St. Vicious, but you know, he does get the benefits of all the items and the actual Aegis of the Legion itself. He also, his ultimate gives him a passive armor and magic resist buff, and when he uses his ultimate, when he actually turns into a dragon, that effectively doubles. So you know, I think St. Vicious right now really the tankiest member of SGS, but will that tankiness be able to keep up with the AP curve right now that Gragas is riding? Because I mean, he started fast, he started mean, and right now he's kicking the afterburners and he's saying, let's do this.
Getting hit by a Gragas ultimate, if all of Curse gets hit by it, they will probably lose that fight just because of the damage. Not because of the knockback, not because of anything else, just because it will hurt so
Pure
much.
damage.
They will not have the HP to keep fighting.
And I mean,
Oh
Curse,
god, Cop gets hit again.
Curse right here has decent kind of keep away with the Wall of Pain, but right now St. Vicious actually maybe caught in a bad place, forced to ult defensively back to his own turret. He does get ignited. That's not what you want to see though. Shyvana, you want her to engage. You want her to have fights on your own terms. But St. Vicious, it's been a couple times so far that he's had to use it to get away and not had his ultimate in the subsequent team fight.
And what did Chawi do? He went ahead, used that Gragas ultimate to knock back all the members of Curse, except for Westrice and St. Vicious. And they had two choices, stay, fight, probably die, or retreat. So that was all just to get one turret. They could have gone for a bigger play, but this is just how they play, very calm, very safe. And what this lets them do is just build up that advantage. So they can burst someone down with Gragas, no questions asked, but they don't need to. It's not their prerogative. They just go ahead, use these small little pushes, these small little just aggressions, and they build up that advantage.
Yeah, right now Elements is sporting that Oracles right now. He is going to be hunting for wards right now. The ward coverage obviously in the favor of Singapore Sentinels. They have a little bit of extra gold burning a hole in their pocket right now. They're up 5k gold. They can spend it on wards as much as they like, but right now Tofu does use his ultimate, try to get away from Westrice, but Westrice does get a phage proc, but it looks like it's not going to follow up on that. Tofu's going to be able to get out of there safe and sound right now. Lulu using her oracles to clear the wards of Curse. I actually said that backwards. Curse has better ward coverage right now. For some reason I thought SGS was red, but I am completely mistaken.
And now it just got worse for Curse.
And now it just got worse for Curse.
Oracles,
Yes.
So, you know, map control has been a big thing in all of these games. They will lay down wards like crazy. They counter wards like crazy on both sides of the map. So whoever has control of the Baron Pit, it's always a big fear. What are they doing? And unlike the game of Zyra, where they had that great potential to go ahead and check the Baron Pit, they don't have this in SGS anymore. They need to go ahead and just like keep the vision down.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Curse is going to pressure this mid lane a little bit. They're going to use Burnout on Shyvana. Oh, look
Dragon's
at that.
up.
Dragon date. Oh, wait, that's it? About that time again, eh, chat? Marto, Dragon, SGS, take it. Look, that's not even exciting to talk about.
Yep.
You know they're getting Dragons. I hope there are teams out there that are watching this right now and saying, wow, SGS has really good Dragon control and Dragon timing. We should probably stop that. Because again, that's a 1,000 gold every 6 minutes that you put in your team's collective pocket. And it's just, it's completely in the favor of SGS. Even when Curse tried to take an early dragon, it was stolen by a Gragas ultimate. Like, okay, cool. You can't even take it on your own terms. It will be stolen from you. Right now, actually, Jackie there on Karthus burning Flash to keep away from Tofu. But the Shurelya's Reverie, who will they catch? They are pursuing really hard right now. The Infected Cleaver will miss all the members of Team Curse. Oh, but they want to bait this in the brush. No vision from SGS right now. No, they're running away.
Pings.
This is very scary for them. They do retreat. Curse dropping an ancillary ward right back in that tri-brush. Away from this more than they can say about that dragon.
And Curse, you know, they're playing, they're scared now. I wouldn't say they're playing cautiously. They're very afraid of what SGS can do. We saw them retreat. We saw them really go back in an odd position. Baron's been started, though, by SGS. Curse knows this. They're going to go try and respond appropriately. They need to fight this.
Mundo has a quick Baron.
It's already half dead.
Yeah, and when is St. Vicious going to make it through? He is waiting. We've seen him steal Barons before, and he doesn't get it this time. Graves gets the last hit on Baron. Here's a crescendo landing on 3 members of SGS. But will it be enough CC? It doesn't look like it. Jackie actually headbutted out of the Baron Pit. He's going to lay waste and defile all around him. There comes a Reckham. How many kills will that pick up? At least none. That sucks. Westrice actually picked up the kill on Lulu instead. And now Tofu takes down West Rise, and that was a great fight and a great Baron from SGS. A valiant effort from Curse trying to steal it. And Cop just playing footsies right now with Mundo. Where does he want to go? Looks like he's going to be able to get out of there through the mid lane. But a brilliant fight and a brilliant attempt from Curse. That was the Hail Mary pass. That was, I'm going to put it up there. I hope one of my receivers comes down with it. I don't know how effective it is to use it for
not too much, but unfortunately, a great play coming out from Chai. He actually used his ultimate to knock St. Vicious out of the air. He took that dragon down because they hate dragons on SGS. What that did was, St. Vicious expected that dragon damage to actually land on Baron so he could, have a really good smite combo. It did not happen. It threw him off guard, could not get the smite off. And actually, Curse did very well. They took down 2 members of SGS, almost killed Graves, but they have the Baron up, and Graves still did not die, so it's still on to him. They have that gold. They have just a very amazing presence right now. It's going to be so hard to actually deal with the Graves damage, especially when you factor in Baron buff and Baron regeneration.
What does Curse need right now? What does Curse need to do to get back into this game, to get back the 2 kill deficit, to get back the 9k gold?
They need about 9k gold.
They need about 9k gold. They need to have an anonymous donor donate 9k gold to them right now because it is not looking great for them. It's pretty rough.
The problem is that right now, Curse, every time they try and get into a fight, they're dependent on Karthus. They just do not have the damage. They're getting there. If this game lasts for maybe 10 or 15 more minutes, he will become this big presence. But if SGS finishes it quickly enough, he will not have the time to get more effective. He will not have the time to get that damage down. And actually, we do have the fight starting right now. Two are getting CC'd by West Rise. Lulu used their ultimate. West Rise now very far up in the top 6 to get a amount of damage. Hitting them from the back.
So much bonus health right there from that Lulu ultimate, but will it count? Will they make it count? It looks like St. Vicious will be able to take down Alistar. Gragas signing the death warrant right there of Aurelia. She goes down 1-for-1 exchange, but will SGS be able to pressure this turret? It looks like they will. Graves begins his siege, but Nijaki has about a quarter mana left. Is that enough to follow up? Is that enough to chase SGS right now? I do not think so. The scary thing about SGS at this current point in time is they have Baron, they have percentage-based health and mana regen, they have extra ability power, they have extra attack damage. How do you can't fight this tanky and bursty team of SGS. It's very scary comp right now.
It's just so many things built up in their favor. If Gragas gets a good ultimate off, you're West Rise, and you're just like, what do I do now? He tried to fight, and he just dies. Yeah.
It's the definition of a snowball we're seeing right here. SGS taking small steps. They got a dragon here. They got a turret there. They got a kill here. It's built up to this moment. We're now we're entering the 31st minute of this game, and SGS is starting to become leaps and bounds ahead of Curse. They're 10k gold, only 2 kills up, but I mean, they've got 3-4 dragons,
like 8,000.
8,000. I'm gonna say every dragon will be SGS's dragon pretty much from here on. It's absolutely ridiculous. But Curse is in a hole right now. They're in a large hole, and it's gonna be very scary. The thing that they need is like someone on SGS to just be caught completely out of position. They need Gragas to be caught by 5 members of Curse and for them to be able to capitalize on it. But SGS isn't giving those opportunities. Not only are they taking the small objectives and taking the small steps leading to the snowball for themselves, they're also making sure that they don't give up any ground to Curse. If Curse gets an inch, they're going to try to take a mile. But SGS isn't even giving them the inch.
And actually, this might be Curse's chance. Oh, no. SGS does back up. Like, they're playing in a way so you cannot punish them for their mistakes, because there just aren't any obvious mistakes. They can't force the fight. The thing is, they need Karthus to be able to go into the fight, suicide, press lay waste a lot, use Requiem, deals lots of damage. What Karthai do? But the thing is, every time NYJack gets into a fight...
Did you just pluralize Karthus as Karthai?
Yes,
okay,
I did.
Good. Just want to make sure. Okay.
But every time Jackie goes in for those fights, he's getting knocked back. Like, they're not even trying to kill Jackie necessarily. They just knock him back.
Headbutt from Alistar, ultimate from Gragas. Karthus is not a... is Dragon? Wait.
Yeah.
Check your watches.
Wait, 3,
Everyone
2,
check your watches
1.
in your calendar.
They actually missed
Dragon.
it. They missed the Glitter Lance. They missed... I believe the barrel did hit.
The barrel did hit. Yeah, no, it's
missed
okay.
it.
Oh, SGS, worst team ever. No, they are doing so well right now. It's ridiculous.
Singapore.
Worst team Singapore.
Yeah.
Well, ever is really a region lock thing.
True.
It's just in all of time.
But the worst team ever actually might be pushing up bot lane. They see a lot of people in Curse. They have the board coverage. They know they're not here to defend the turret. Not a lot of time for Curse to actually get back to base. Sona recalling, Ezra just walking back. West Rice, hurry up with the recall. I hope you have that mastery.
He needs to get back there ASAP. SGS wants this turret. They need it. They're trying to siege it as hard as possible. Baron has run out. They do not have the sustain that they did just a few minutes ago. They don't have percentage-based health and mana regen. But, I mean, right now it looks like they don't care. They have the heal from Alistar, which is helping a whole heck of a lot. But right now, you know, while the creeps are in, I feel like, you know, Graves needs to get in there and put a few pokes down on that turret. It's only lost about a quarter health, maybe a little bit less. They need to pressure it just a bit more. None of their lanes are really pushing in their favor right now. Mid, it looks like it's going to be cleared by Mundo to push it in their favor. They're going to make that lane in their favor. But will they be able to pressure both mid and bot at the same time?
The problem they have right now is that when they do get to the turret, how can Curse actually pressure it? If they do have Darkness push the turret as Graves, what can Curse do in response? I guess Karthus could put a wall down.
The wall of pain is pivotal.
But you know what? Darkness can quick draw it. If Westrice goes in, he can Equilibrium Strike, but unless he has less HP, it's not going to be a hard stun. He can, you know, quick draw it. And unless Elements gets a really good ultimate off, and Sona's ult is actually a bit slow.
There's a slight
Darkness could actually still quick draw it, but
just a solution to everything for SGS. Have Graves quick draw it.
That's actually, yeah, you're right. There's nothing they can really do when he quick draws. They cannot catch him unless they dive into the team, which with the Gragas is super suicide.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Gragas, the thing about Gragas, he murdered early, okay?
He did amazing.
It did amazingly. The Dragon Steel was absolutely phenomenal. And he hasn't let up. He's had his foot on the accelerator this entire game. He hasn't said like, oh, you know, I got an early kill. I got a cool Dragon Steel. I'm going to take it slow here. No, indeed. He is saying, I am going all the way. I'm turning my NOS. This is fast and furious, and we are going to take this game right now. It looks like Baron did just respawn. SGS going to go ahead and make their way over to it. Is there any vision from Curse on it? Looks like they do have a ward a little bit outside of the Baron pit. They can't quite see it, but they see the range of Graves. Look, he quick drew right there. He quick drew out of vision.
They could have punished him right there.
There's that quick draw. But right now, it looks like what is going to happen here? What is the next move of Curse? That ward finally being cleared out by Lulu. The body slam in from Gragas gets deterred by a nice big wall of pain. There's no vision on it now. Curse has zero vision on Baron. What are they going to do here? Blind Baron still. Will we see St. Fish's throw the Hail Mary? Will we see him take Baron? Who knows? Looks like SGS is actually going to stop it and maybe bait it a little bit. Oh, did get spotted barely. That Gragas barely got spotted by that wall of pain. It does grant vision wherever it's placed. You can place it in the brush and see directly inside of that brush, or you can place it near a ramp and see roughly the area of the ramp. So Gragas did get spotted there, so Curse knows. Oh, no Baron for them just yet. Do you think that's a fight that SGS could have had and won handily?
Well, it's a fight they could have had, but it's not in their style to go for that, you know, big risk. They did do it earlier, but it worked out for them well, and they felt confident. If you're not feeling confident, don't take that chance. They want to look for that opening. I think they were actually going to go ahead and try and use the ultimate to knock, from Gragas to knock somebody over the wall into the Baron pit, you know, force St. Vicious to ult away, force, you know, a flash, or kill someone.
Yeah.
It did not happen though, so it's like, well, we didn't catch him out. Our plan was not successful, and they're just going to go ahead and keep up the pressure, keep pushing up the lanes, make sure the turrets are constantly being pushed in onto Curse.
Yeah, and right now, SGS, they have Mundo down bot, clearing out those waves. And what he's doing down there, he's just pushing in that bot lane. We see this, I saw this all the time from Azubu Blaze. There were so many instances where bot lane was pushing without a champion's presence. All the champions on the map were dancing around Baron. I believe in one game, TSM lost an inhibitor because they were too focused on dancing with Baron because bot lane was pushing it.
That they did. They lost that inhibitor. They actually lost a Nexus turret along with it, which just made it so much more dangerous. Right now, SGS, they're hanging around the Baron. They have the ward coverage. You know, map coverage has been a huge issue this game. Westrice is actually getting to a very scary position, but you know, feeling safe, feeling relatively confident. And actually, Baron was aggroed, so doing a bit of damage to Equivocal and Chowie.
Yeah, just a hair, you know. Oh, actually more than a hair. Lulu took off a full scalp, apparently.
Lulu not known for her massive tankiness.
No, not at all. She has massive shields and massive slows, but not really a massive HP bar to go along with that. Here it is. Everyone is near mid. Everyone is near Baron. I guess Mundo's up top. Ezreal's doing double goldens, but everyone's in spitting distance of mid. Will we see a big engage? Doesn't look like it. Lulu is going to go back, so there isn't going to be an engage on SGS's behalf. If Curse wants to go on this, perhaps knowing it's a 45, they did not have vision on Lulu going back, so they aren't aware of that right now. You could perhaps assume they may have actually seen, they may have assumed Mundo went back up top as well. They saw him push the lane a little bit and then hide back into the brush. So they probably know that Lulu and Mundo are on their way back, but they're still a little bit further away. But Curse still just playing very, very defensively and not wanting to lose. The next team fight for Curse, if they lose it, is going to be the
it could be
snowball
their
to
end of the game. It'll be like the start of their demise. The
Yeah.
A team has been released and moving towards their very tender effects.
Yeah, and whatever happens here, will the ultimate come off? Catching St. Vicious. He tries to
Gets
ult it
stunned.
away. It
The
doesn't.
burst is
it
so
does
high.
happen, but the burst is so high from SGS that St. Vicious goes down mid Dragon's Descent, and now Curse sitting in a bad place. What's going to happen with them right here? They do have vision of it, but the vision was just eliminated by that Oracle's Blue. Curse coming here for a 4 and 5 engage onto the Baron. They don't have a smite. That's probably the scariest thing in the world, but Jackie relishing in the fact that he has a giant AoE in that Baron pit. Will the Requiem taking one down? It looks like the members of SGS are just a bit too tanky. Graves double kill on Aurelia and Karthus. Only member to fall from SGS is going to be Gragas, and there goes Ezreal as well. A 4-for-1 exchange in a 4-for-0 fight. Our 4v5 fight.
Yeah, no, it was 4-for-1. It was essentially an ace in favor. Actually, no, because it was a 3v1 and a 4v5, whatever. But you know what? SGS currently pushing, doing a lot of damage to this turret. They may be able to end the game. Probably not. St. Vicious will be up in 8 seconds. It's going to be difficult. But you know what? They have Baron buff. They just took out a turret. They're going to take out this inhibitor. This is first. They're at the corner. They've been punched in the face. Their coach is saying, you know what? Just sit down. If they hit you one more time, you will die. And they are at the edge. What can they do now?
Throw in the towel, coach. What is going on? Cut me, man. Just cut me. Right now, Curse in a bad way. Looks like they're going to take they're going to get their second win. Taking that into mid. Top of the down right now. Not looking good. 5 kills behind, and they are also. Wow. Is it?
That's like 16,000. 16,000 and a half.
16.5k of gold right now. That's absolutely brutal right now for Curse. They are not in good shape, I would say. And now that Baron's taken by SGS, and we said it, whatever the fight that happens next is going to result in a Baron. And that's pretty much, if SGS gets it, okay, if Curse won that fight, let's say.
Wait, really quickly.
4.4k health boon, what's that? On the same
One more
track.
time, just 4.4k. That's what he does.
Just sit back, put our hands up, and just watch the Mundo do the work.
I just want to watch him CS, watch that number increase by 4 every time.
Exactly. But the thing is, oh, look, Dragon's up. They're not doing Dragon.
What?
SGS,
what?
Dragon's up. Spoilers, get it. They need to get that Dragon.
It's been like
They're
10 seconds since it spawned.
Yeah, that Dragon should have been dead literally when it spawned. But apparently not. SGS realizing it's becoming, granted, it's becoming less and less important as the game
They
goes
do not
on,
need it.
Especially with this ridiculous, they could even give it like a charity donation to Curse. They could say like,
they could give away
here,
3 dragons and beat him.
this
Still
dragon
this massive lead.
Yeah, exactly. There's the true shot barrage coming out, only hitting Lulu there, but clearing a decent amount of creeps, are taking them very, very low at least. And now Westrice is actually going to get blown up by the Gragas barrel. The collateral damage does barely miss him, but it does not matter because Jackie falls, Westrice falls. In the meantime, Shyvana is actually fighting a 1-on-3 with a Guardian Angel Graves down there, and that looks like it's going to be game if SGS. There's really no way that Ezreal and Sona can defend this. There's the wild growth from Lulu. Gonna just go ahead and take this game. Game 3 of SGS versus Curse comes to an end with SGS winning 2-1. Curse being knocked down and loses back. That aggressive flash and Sonia's from Gragas just for good measure.
Oh, Chowie, you troll.
Salt on the wound, icing on the cake, what have you. Man, oh man. If there's anything we love